Hey guys, so new Skyblock update, yay! So it added this new island, right? You can fish at these hotspots, you can get junk, pretty good update overall. Oh, new sea creatures too. And you can get junk, trade for this stuff, you know, pretty normal stuff. This is all fine and well. What I do have a problem with is not what it added, but what it removed. So here's a bunch of rods from before the update. The Prismarine rod wasn't great, but it was a good early game option. The fisherman gave you it if you fished up 10 clay. The Speedster rod was a pretty decent early game option if you didn't have anything else. The sponge rod, it certainly was a rod. It wasn't great, but if you really needed sponges, this was your best option. The ice rod, same story as the sponge rod. I can see this being used back when the Jerry update first released to get ice collection, but it's kind of obsolete now. The farmer's rod, the farmer's rod wasn't very good, but hey, it was a funny meme item. The winter rod, this was an excellent early game rod. 75 fishing speed was a great stat, very useful item. The chum rod, this was your best option if you wanted chum, even though its fishing speed wasn't the best. The Yeti and Auger rods were great options for fishing in the Jerry Island. The Phantom rod, I never saw it get used, but hey, there's an entire strategy section on the Better wiki page. And the Shredder, highest fishing speed in the game. Very good option if you want fishing speed. Could be very good at getting treasure, which is something this new update aims for. So naturally, what did Hypixel do to these? The Prismarine rod has been reduced to a Prismarine sinker, which nobody's gonna use because fishing minions exist. The Speedster rod is now just the speedy line, which is pretty overpriced compared to the simple fishing rod it used to be. And it doesn't have its special ability either. The Shredder is now the shredded line, which, why? Nobody used the Shredder because it had damage. The Ice Rod, Yeti Rod, and Auger Rod are just now an icy sinker, which is pretty cheap compared to what it once was. The Winter Rod is now a festive sinker, which I guess is nice, but like people are going to use it for an entirely different reason. The Sponge Rod is now the Sponge Sinker, which is an improvement, but again, fishing minions exist. If you want Sponge, you'll use fishing minions. The Chum Rod is now the Chum Sinker, which removes the entire downside of the item. So yeah, this update isn't great. It removed a bunch of content. So now, you don't have any variety with fishing. Now it's just the best rod and the challenging rod line you can get. Or the Giant's rod, if you really need that double hook chance. And sure, rod parts are a thing now, but in the case of hooks and sinkers, all of them are pretty situational or otherwise just bad. You don't have to compare the strengths and weaknesses of them. It's just whatever situation you're in, you use the right one. There's no hook or sinker that's really good for everything. Except the Stingy Sinker, really, but that's not that good. All the situational sinkers outclass it in the situation that they're specialized for. And then with the lines, there's the Speedy line and the Titan line. Well, that's only 2 lines. that are both good for most situations. There's no situational lines. So yeah, that's really all I have to say about the update. Be sure to like and subscribe. Goodbye.